Hello, and welcome to the Boardman Township Report for February. I'm Peter Fernandez, and joining me today is Township Financial Officer Bill Light and Zoning Director Krista Benenston. Thank you both for being here.
Thank you for having us.
So, there have been 2 community meetings the last month to work the community effort to build a better Boardman. Mr. Light, how's the turnout?
Well, we just got a great report this morning. We're just about to 500 responses. The 2 meetings that we had were well attended, and there's a lot of enthusiasm. I mean, I get the opportunity to talk to people all the time, and that's a major topic. And we had dinner with friends last week, and she said that she was so excited about being able to have her say. She said, I just want you to know what I think. And that's the way this is designed. And we take a composite, and then the zoning staff under Krista's direction will assemble that, and we'll have more meetings, I'm sure.
Were you surprised by all the responses that you got?
I didn't know what to expect. This is the first time we've tried it. I don't know whether other communities have worried about it, but when we have a 50-50 mix of residential and commercial, and you have to address, redevelopment. Our communities are getting older. The homes are over, especially on the north end of town, are older. People are moving away from them and leaving them vacant. We have to address that. Businesses are going out of business, and leaving an empty storefront, and we have to address that. This is bringing the entire community together, and I will tell you that it's Krista's leadership that's doing that. And so, in order to stay ahead of redevelopment, you got to get behind it and push it. So this is the first step.
Mm-hmm. Ms. Benenston, was there an overall picture that people in Boardman really wanted to see in the community?
Yeah, we're still in the early phases of really going through all the data that was collected, and the survey is still open. But we are seeing, I think, a lot of trends. Similar. I mean, people are. We asked people to describe what one word we use to describe Boardman. Kind of thinking, look, what is the identity, and then what do we want to push in the future? And a lot of positives. About its home, its community, it's growing. But there were also, people recognize that it is changing, and things like addressing that, busy. Convenient, but also congested. So, kind of looking at all of those, we got a lot of really great feedback. Kind of things people were looking at. One thing we asked people was, what types of retail do you want to see, and what types of streets do you want to see? Kind of showed pictures of the big box commercial, the strip plazas, more smaller walkable, and the smaller scale walkable retail was what got all the. We asked people to put dots on their favorite. And then for the street types, we kind of had, your 224, your Market Street, the really busy street with, really heavy car traffic versus, kind of a Glenwood that, is still busy but has sidewalks versus a smaller scale street that might have, more amenities for sidewalks or bikes or bus with the shops close. And that was also the preferred. So, we have a very large mix, and we really appreciate, and value all the businesses that we have. So, it's kind of really that balancing act of, we always have new businesses coming in. We do have older ones going vacant. How do we redevelop? And the purpose of the community meetings was so that it's coming from the public, and we're going to also be reaching out to businesses to see, what do they want to see, what are their needs when we move forward, so that our planning time and then our efforts and the resources are being spent on what the community wants to see and how we push that vision forward.
Mm-hmm. And I think the other thing with that is that we don't want to lead the discussion. We want to facilitate it. We just keep plotting and plotting. Because if we said, look, I think it would be nice if we did this, then you would get a lot of people want to argue. We don't even say a word. Just give us your information.
Yeah.
And she's a master at it.
No, I think I'm really surprised, kind of what you said earlier, I wasn't quite sure what to expect. We've really been trying to do a lot of planning and talk about, look at different demographics and what it's changing, and trying to make just the department more efficient and looking at the housing and that kind of thing. But it's you're asking for feedback, and I think we got overwhelmingly a lot of support, so that's exciting.
Krista's professionally trained in this particular area, and is this a common thing to do in areas, or?
Yeah, I think, as in school, they teach you that public feedback, really is one of the key things that should be leading it. But in practice, it's hard to do. It takes a lot of time, effort. You kind of don't know what you're going to get. But it is a lot of communities that try to do public types of things. I think the more public input you get on the front end anywhere, that you're going to be more successful in the long run.
Yeah.
Like you said, if we just started trying to do things, you would have maybe a lot of naysayers, people that didn't like it, people saying that even if they liked what you were doing, you never asked us. So I think the way to be successful is to get the input early on. That way when we go to do projects or go after grant funding and that kind of thing, it's being done with what people want to see. So yeah, I think a lot of communities, if you think about that you go and they're doing tons of redevelopment and that kind of thing, it really is all done with a plan, and I think with a lot of input. So Youngstown did kind of something similar with the 2010 plan.
Yeah.
So it is something that a lot of communities do. I don't think it's been done outside of Youngstown in our area very much, or with the township, and we just have grown so fast.
Well, I think we're unique in that respect. We've developed as the commercial center of Mahoning County, and also we were the largest residential area in the county. So it's sort of all of a sudden evolved as this unique community. And I'm not sure, in my 40 years of experience in public service, if you get more than 20 people 20% of the people involved, you've got a tremendous wave working for you. And the other 80%, 60% of passive. They, whatever you do. And then the last 20%, they're going to argue with you no matter what you do. So it's sort of a unique situation. And if we get close to that 20%, then you're going to see some very, very positive issues come out of this.
Well, I understand that there was some high school students that ended up coming to the township meeting on the 5th. Did they have any input?
Yeah, we were really excited that we had so many students be able to come. We had a map where we asked everyone to place green dot on their favorite places, red dot on their least favorite. They were really interested in that. And I talked with several after, and just kind of trying to get what do you guys want to see? What would make you, especially when we talk about students and younger people, what would make you stay here for college, stay here for after jobs? What would make you want to stay in the community? First, what are those things that say that other places that you might be attracted to? What are those things that we can help try to do here? So I think they were pleasantly surprised that the meeting was more interactive than they expected. So we got them involved. We asked them to go around the room and place dots on their top priorities for different items, like a healthy community, or what kind of businesses, or what kind of recreation. So yeah, I think they enjoyed it. It was great to talk to them. I hope they felt that they were involved. And we would encourage everyone, especially as many students as possible, to, the survey's still open, continue to take that, because getting input, I think, from all types of people and all ages is going to be what really gives us the best picture of what people would like to see Boardman look like in the future, and then how to get us there.
So Mr. Light, what are the current updates on the township projects?
Well, we're nearing completion on the fire station. Finally, we can see, the forest for the trees. Hopefully, we'll be in there around the 1st of May, mid-May, a couple of months. They're working inside now, and a lot of people say, well, what happened? Well, now they're inside. They're not outside working, so nobody sees them. So that's going. We're actively pursuing a sale on the old fire station. If we can get that off of our books and get that redeveloped, then that'll be a tremendous mark for here. I hear rumors, and unfortunately, we at the township don't know what's going on in the buildings. The realtors are quick to put up a sign for sale. They're very quick to put up a sign saying leased, but we don't know anything about it. No one's come in for building permits or any of that nature. I have heard that there is some thinking on the old Kmart building, but you only hear rumors. I did hear that on the pad of the old Chick-fil-A, they're going to put in a Sonic, which is, I don't know. That's a hamburger joint, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's
kind of like A&W used to be like.
Oh, okay. Night Spot.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, they're the ones that make the milkshakes and bring them out to the car and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I believe
Okay.
so.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a couple up by my office in Cleveland. But, for the most part, in Southbridge where my office is, they seem to be renting pretty quickly now. As one goes vacant, another one, somebody else comes in. There have been 2 sales down in my part, so I know that. I understand that there's a Chrysler dealership coming to Boardman. They started touting that last fall, and I know a little bit about that, but I don't know where, if at all, they've been able to acquire property yet. They need at least 10 acres, and there aren't that many contiguous acreage lots in Boardman, so it sort of narrows down. And unfortunately, one of those 10-acre lots that is ideal is owned by another dealership, so I don't think they're going to get that lot. And then beyond that, I don't know, Krista, do we have anything that you can report without letting a cat out of the bag?
Yeah, there's a few things that are a little bit past rumor, but we have to be careful until it's been. Sometimes I think people think we're on the front end, and once something's been turned into us, then it's public record. So we don't always get it first.
Yeah.
The Panera. There's going to be a new Panera near Ashley Furniture on South Avenue.
Okay.
They're going through all their permitting now. Joanne's is just reoccupying the plaza where H.H. Gregg was. So we're seeing a lot of turnover and things and going quickly. So that's exciting. The Kmart property, they still have a lot. I think they're still working on a lot of plans. That's one of the sites where, we'd love to get in on the front end and, talk with them about, the types of design and how it's built, kind of in looking at the comments we got from the community meetings.
But the unfortunate part with the fabric store moving, they're going to leave a big hole in another place.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a domino effect. You get one, but you lose one. So.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to add about the next steps or the future of Boardman?
Yeah, so I guess next steps, just for the planning process, right now we're going to be taking all the data. The survey's still open, so if anyone, encourage anyone to take it still, residents, but also anyone that lives, works, shops in Boardman that has an opinion on that, please continue to take the survey. It's on our website. What we're going to do, get all that data, put together strategies based off of that, and then probably later this late summer, early fall, come back to the public and here's, kind of with a draft plan or draft strategies and ask them, do you agree, disagree with these? And then once that's done, another thing we're looking at doing is, that's sort of the comprehensive plan is the big picture for how the community is, the kind of the vision for the future with strategies. One of the things that really puts teeth behind it is the zoning code, and we're looking to update that. The comp plan is the precursor to that, but that's really what, a lot of the things, one of the areas we've looked at is North Market Street that has some of that older buildings closer up to the road, and one of the ideas was, can we really build that as more of like that traditional neighborhood retail center, and that was a really popular and well-received idea, but a lot of that wouldn't be allowed under the current code. So updating that so it actually, it encouraged patios and buildings closer to the street and just different types. So looking at what different types of development make sense other places. But other than that, we're just really working hard to keep up with all the code enforcement, make that more efficient.
Yeah.
Working on a system to make it a lot more transparent. But
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're pushing a lot of things, and no, I think it's an exciting time in the township.
Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you both for being here, and just letting residents know that to check out the website and fill out the survey. The deadline is February 23rd. From BSTN, I'm Peter Fernandez. Have a great day, and remember, go Spartans.